Good day, my Kardec Radio spiritual friends. We're coming to you today to continue our chapter readings from the book, The Way, the Truth, and the Light. Today's reading is chapter number 64, titled, The Greatest Treasure. The New Testament reading is from Jesus, recorded by Luke in chapter 12, verse 34. For where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. And Emmanuel writes, as long as places of worship are devoted to the divinity of the Father, there are rooms in the boundless house of God, wherein Jesus administers his assets to souls on earth, regardless of their religious affiliation. These subdivisions of the eternal sanctuary house the words of Christ in their various degrees of understanding. Each one instinctively reveals to the Lord where his or her treasure is. On account of this, in the diverse rooms of this house, Jesus is always receiving contradictory or counterproductive prayers from countless believers possessed of a childish mentality. He does not answer such prayers. Selfish persons speak about their treasures, touting their precarious possessions. Misers talk about their petty preoccupations. Hedonists display insatiable appetites. Fanatics repeat insane requests. They all present their wounded desires as being their greatest suffering. Christ does, in fact, hear their prayers and waits for the opportunity to show them his imperishable treasure. He listens in silence because the young plant needs time to grow. He waits trustingly, for he needs the collaboration of resolute and sincere disciples in order to extend his divine apostolate. When the time comes, they appear under the sublime influence, and the scenery of the earth's places of worship changes. These are not only believers who show up to pray, but resolute workers who have come to work, full of courage and ready to die so that others may live. They exemplify self-denial and detachment. They reveal the Father's will personally, and by doing so, they broaden the world's understanding of the larger treasure, which is summed up in the winning of the light eternal and love universal that have already enriched their enlightened spirits. Emmanuel, once again, captures our attention. What you treasure is what is really in your heart. Are they fleeting materialistic desires, such as money, property, titles, pursuit of pleasures, as hedonists do? Or are they virtues such as compassion and tolerance and love of neighbor? Emmanuel starts this chapter explaining that as long as places of worship are devoted to God, then Jesus helps all souls. It does not matter the religion the person ascribes to, because there are many diverse rooms of worship in God's house. God's house is immense, to say the least. You might describe it as infinite. However, too often Jesus receives prayers from those that have saturated their hearts with desires that use the word love, but it is a love of materialistic nature, such as we mentioned before, money and property and title. When people implore Jesus' help from the strictly selfish or prideful standpoint, they find themselves in a holding pattern as they circle around Jesus' worldwide airport of love. Eventually, through the loving examples of self-denial and detachment that Jesus' air traffic controllers demonstrate, they are able to break through the materialistic fog that surrounds them and discover the glide path of love and service, which eventually will lead them to enlightening their spirits. The role that we all desire, finding that glide path of love that Jesus spreads before us, giving us opportunity after opportunity. Let us listen to those air traffic controllers above us, around us, those spirits that are always with us. And we will find that glide path. Good day, my friends.